So I'm sitting here in my living room that has heat, that has comfort, and my heart is heavy, fighting despair because I think of what's going on in the Ukraine. I'm praying for the Ukraine. We have friends who have adopted children from the Ukraine, and we're in the process of adopting two more. And one of the people that helped them adopt their first two and was helping them to adopt their second two was killed in the battle going on in Ukraine. And here we are today going to have the State of the Union addressed by our president. And knowing that if we make a choice right now to become energy dependent by opening up the Keystone Pipeline and refusing to get oil from Russia, and also telling our European allies that we will supply them with oil, not only does it create jobs for America, but also it is a devastating blow to Putin and his dictatorial run country. And I have to sit here and think, I'm a husband, I'm a father, I have 5 children. 3 of my children are boys, 25 and up. And the reality is, if we lived in the Ukraine, me and my 3 oldest sons would be fighting right now against Russia, or we would be dead. And my wife and my 17-year-old daughter and my 10-year-old son would either be refugees somewhere, or they would be underground somewhere in Ukraine, praying, crying out, wondering, number one, if their father and brothers are still alive, and wondering, with all the bombs exploding around them, all the devastation going on around them, wondering if tomorrow they would be alive. I know we would be praying, my children would be praying and crying, saying, why won't people value us enough, knowing that there's basic decisions that they can still make that would not put us at nuclear war, but just basic decisions that they can still make that can make a powerful difference in preserving our lives. So please, as Mr. President, as you make the State of the Union address, don't say everything is good, everything is going well, when our country has been fractured, when in our own country we're experiencing inflation that is not necessarily not preventable. And also, I think, though, as human beings, as Americans, that if we did have to struggle with inflation because we are truly doing everything we can to preserve the lives of people in Ukraine, we would be okay with that. But the sad thing is, we can actually make a decision to open up the Keystone Pipeline that would relieve a lot of the inflation here in our country, and at the same time save lives. And I know we're worried about our carbon footprint, but the reality is there are bombs exploding. There's all kind of chaos being released that is creating a major carbon footprint in Europe right now, and possibly a plutonium footprint if we don't do certain measures now to also send a signal to the Russian people saying, listen, we know this is not all on you. We know it's on your leader who apparently has lost his mind. But we will do what is necessary to cut supplies off and isolate your country until that leadership is out of office. And so, for those of you who are rising up, we know that you're putting yourselves in harm's way. But there is time for us to really walk in solidarity as countries and say enough is enough to Putin. And to realize if we don't say that now, there are other countries that are waiting in the wings to see what happens here, to say, okay, if Putin can get away with this, then it's our turn to try as well. So I'm praying. America, let's pray. God-fearing men and women who believe in the power of prayer, please pray.